Alright, hey guys, it's been picking here. Today I thought I'd go over carving your own pins for a lock. I know it's simple stuff for most, but some people might want some sort of walkthrough. This week my lock collection has definitely grown. Looking mo better. Bill Bacardi, great guy, sent me 2 editions. First being this Green American. I really want to look into this bill and see when this thing was made, but this date code doesn't correlate to the date codes that I have on my computer, so I'm gonna have to do some homework on that. But I love the color of that thing. And he sent me a beautiful American lock 700. This thing is amazing. Thank you so much. One thing I've ordered this week, along with Lotto locks, Master Lotto, matching pair of US sets. I ordered an 83 CS 45, and Avis sent me the 83 45 non-CS. So I called back, and they said they send me out a CS and go ahead and keep this one. So awesome. Today I want to rekey this lock because Avises, you may or may not know, when you order an Avis, they come 0 bitted, which means a flat key, no pins. It has pins, it has 0 pins in it, is what they're called, 0 length. So you stick it in, they'll open, but nothing. You know, you can't retain a blank key. So what we want to do is get in here, take it apart, and rekey it ourselves. Now, what I did before I started pinning locks myself with, let me turn my camera here a little bit. Okay, I didn't have all the setup for cutting my own pins, so what I did was use the rekey kit from Sparrows, which is very handy if you don't have anything else. And the rekey kit comes with some security pins, very lightly cut drivers, and I had also the progressive locks that had multiple pins and keys. So when I got my Avis Rock, my first Avis I had to rekey, I used the 6-pin key out of the Sparrows kit. All the other keys are 5-pin. So I used the 6-pin key. It comes with its own pins, and I just stuck them in there. I added the other spool out of the Sparrows kit, and that's what we got. But today we want to do more. So we'll set that aside. And what I've done is I want to rekey this lock. I've already pulled out some long pins. Now I wanted to do this with the extreme bitting, just so I can practice extreme bitting, because Bill sent me a bunch of challenge locks, and I've got to get better. I love it. I want to get better. That's what I'm doing. So I have my long drivers, because I'm going for 0 bitted on 3 pins, which, okay, these are 0 bitted pins out of Avis locks I've received. You can tell they're very, very short. I already have 6 0 bitted pins in here, so I don't need to pull any more out. I'll just keep 3 of these. But the other 3 I will have to cut myself, and that's what this video is about. So if you're interested, stick around and watch. If you already know all this stuff, more power to you. I don't know. Let's see. First thing we have to do is take our lock apart and pull the core out. And we're going to gut the core, get everything out of there, so we can start fresh building our own lock. Now you might see here on my pinning tray that I do have 3 plain drivers. I do plan on putting those in the Dremel and at the very least making them lightly serrated. I could have used the pack out of the Sparrows kit, but these, like I said, are very lightly serrated. The spools are very light. I don't know. Myself, I thought, well, if I'm going to have the tools out cutting key pins, I might as well cut my own drivers. Okay. Not a step you have to do. If you're at home and you just want to key your lock, now, like I said, you could just take pins out of another lock and do that. Also, I have, that was my arm hitting the vise, by the way. I have the key cutter from Lishi from banggood.com. I don't know how long it'll hold up, but right now it's doing a great job. I really love this thing, so that's a massive help. Alright, let me get... I'm going to quit using my tweezers because I was about to squish the end of it. So I'll go back to how I used to pull off circlips with my special 2-part tool. Let me lock this back up so I can get a better grip on it. Get my tweezers out of the way. Go, special tool, go. Takes a lot of the fight out of it, just because the angles, you're actually spreading the pin as the clip as you push. Alright, we'll take off our bar. Do not forget to put that bar back on at the end. That is what killed this 8345. And I bought the tool from Sparrows, the Abus breaker, whatever it's called, and it is not designed to reach as far into this as it should. It's designed for the 72 cores. So keep that in mind if you ever buy one. It comes very short. It's much shorter than it is in the picture. I tried to pull it out to extend it. I thought maybe they just accidentally shoved it in the handle too far, but no, it was only in a 1/4 inch, and it only stuck out about that far. When in the picture it sticks out about that far, and that's how much you need for this lock. But we're done with that. All right, let me gut this core. Now, normally I'd use a follower and all that, but we're not going to go that far today because we don't need any of this in here. So, zip. Alright. Core is empty. One. And now our core is empty. Our Bible's empty also. Let me leave my key over here so we can get an idea. What we want to do, first thing you have to plan, I'm saying planning is what you have to do. You don't just jump in willy-nilly. So, as I said, I've laid this out. I'm planning a deep cut on my first pin, which is going to leave a long driver. So I put a long key pin, I need a short driver. On the 0 cuts, I got very short key pins. I'm going to need long drivers, so we'll put our 0-bitted key pins here. Yeah, the more planning you do, the better off you are, the less you have to back up and do things over. We had a thing, I'm sure it's not just our job, but the saying is, when you're drilling something, think twice and drill once. Plan it out. Alright, so we're going to need longer drivers in these 3 chambers, 1, 3, and 5. We're going to cut our pins to suit ourselves. Try to make this not a challenge lock, but a challenging lock. Alright, so I am not going to do anything fancy to the core of the Bible. I'm not going to thread anything. I'm not going to mill anything. I'm just going to leave that alone for now. And today we'll focus on pins. So first step, I've already in my head planned out my key. And what I need to do now is cut my key. Now these keys that come with the ABUS locks are very handy because they're already notched in each chamber. And as you see, when you put the key in, all the notches line up perfectly. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but they do. Normally, when I'm taking a regular one of these ESP keys, let me get this key out of here so you can see. I will go in with my Sharpie and I will mark the dead center of the hole on the key pin on the key. You go through each chamber and you do that. And when you pull the key out, you have markings on everything. Then you simply translate those markings. Now the neat thing on most keys, when they're cut, they're left with these striations that are perpendicular. So all you have to do is follow the line in such a manner, and you keep going down the line until you get it all. But we're going to do this key. So again, this one's not deeply striated like the other, but it's enough. I don't have to mark, of course, the ones that are going to be 0, but it helps to eyeball the rest, because you want to know you're straight. Let me carry those out to the end. Looks like I got a little off here. And you try to get them as evenly spaced as possible. Okay, so this is a simple key, a simple operation. I'm going to go max cuts, full max, and then full no cut. Okay, so we're not getting too deep here, too complicated. So our first one, and think twice, cut once. I just want to look. I'm eyeballing straight down the edge of the key, so I know right there's where my pin goes, and that all my lines do culminate where they need to be, and they do. Okay, so I've got the tip of my cutter where I want my pin. Next thing I do is eyeball across and make sure that it is level with the top of the tool, and then it's bonsai. Alright, skip one, go another. Okay, I know that I need to be a little bit to the side of that line. Am I level across? Not really. Let me make a little adjustment. Make a cut. And okay, the one line that I did get incorrect the first time is now the one I got to cut, so I'm being careful. Because you want these as centered as possible. There's some brass in there left from the last cut that's interfering. Trying to shove it out of the way a little bit. There we go. Get that right where I want it. This stage, you know, cutting the key, you really want to be careful, so bear with me. I don't want to just hit anything willy-nilly and go oops. Alright, we're done with the cutter.